Friday, October 8th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I am meteorologist Matthew East here with you. Some terrific weather on tap for our upcoming weekend. I wanted to start us off on today's video with a great shot from Helen Hopper and the folks up at Grandfather Mountain. That's a beautiful, beautiful shot of the sunrise Thursday morning there, and the fall foliage kicking into gear in the higher elevations of the North Carolina mountains. A good weekend to check out the spots there in the higher locations above 4,000 or 4,500 feet with sunny conditions, comfortable afternoons, and cool nighttime temperatures continuing. Now the radar, just extraordinarily quiet. The only area of actual precipitation is back here in the Rocky Mountain region. All this is just ground clutter. There's not a drop of rain to be found in the plains through the eastern half of the United States. So the watch, warning, and advisory situation pretty quiet. You have some winter weather products for parts of Arizona and New Mexico there in the mountains where that next storm system is located, but nothing at all in the eastern part of the country in terms of severe weather watches or warnings. Temperatures across the country. Notice ahead of that Rockies storm system, a little bit of warmth bubbling up, some 60s for current temperatures back in the plains this morning. A lot of 40s and 50s to start off the day in the eastern part of the United States, and we're going to have a pretty warm weekend on tap. Here's the upper air chart for today. We had a weak cold front move through yesterday. Pretty breezy conditions as that front moved through, but today the wind's not nearly as significant, and we'll have some of this ridging moving overhead through the weekend. Now, since we're behind that front today, the air mass slightly cooler. We had the downsloping winds yesterday. In other words, the winds were out of the west and northwest, coming down out of the higher elevations of the mountains, and as the winds decreased in altitude, that's a warming process, and so we had highs all the way up into the low to mid 80s yesterday. Today, again, the wind not as significant. We'll probably see a lot of upper 70s for Piedmont highs, probably low 70s up in the mountains. Gorgeous day, sunshine all day long. Tomorrow, highs in the Piedmont will get up into the low to mid 80s. That's where they're going to be for Sunday as well. Nighttime lows staying relatively close to 50 through the upcoming weekend. Monday, probably some mid-80s for a lot of our high temperatures. That Rockies mountain system moves through Tuesday in a much weakened state, maybe some clouds, but I have not thrown any rain chance into Tuesday's forecast. Wednesday and Thursday, Wednesday probably dry with highs backing down toward the upper side of the 70s, but it looks like Thursday will feature the opportunity for a few showers as the next system drops on in. And so I have gone ahead and mentioned the chance of some showers next Thursday with highs in the 70s, and maybe a cooler air mass again for Friday of next week and into next weekend. And speaking of cooler air, the GFS still hinting at that big push of cold air as we get into the last 7 to 8 days or so of the month, and this is the chart actually the 22nd of October, Friday evening. Big Arctic high pressure plunging down into the nation's midsection. That's our old friend, the 0 degree line up at 850 millibars, down from places like, say, Columbus, Mississippi, Clanton, Alabama, south of Atlanta, over to around Wilmington. And, of course, that's way out at the end of the model cycle, so take that with a tremendously huge grain of salt. But, again, the GFS has continued to indicate that possibility of a pretty decent shot of some cold air by the last week or so of the month. Tropics, there's Otto. Otto did finally get classified as a purely tropical system yesterday. Bordering on hurricane strength this morning, it will probably attain hurricane status today, but it's going to race east-northeast across the Atlantic Ocean and will not be a factor at all for the United States. The only land interaction it might have is as an extratropical or non-tropical system around the Azores or somewhere there in the eastern sections of the Atlantic Ocean. All right, that is it for this Friday edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy this great weather, and God bless.